Greetings, peace be with you. Hope that you're staying strong. I'm just out here on a morning stroll, out here Sunday morning in nature. It's a beautiful day, beautiful trees, beautiful birds. It's a nice vibe out here, man. But what I wanted to talk to you about in this video is a question on whether you are planning for this or not, right? So what am I talking about? Are you planning for your life? Okay, because as they say, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. For a long time I used to have these big dreams, these big ambitions. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But when it actually came down to doing something about achieving that result, I didn't have definite steps to actually get to that next level, right? That's why organized planning is an essential step towards creating a life that you love, right? It's not enough to think about what you want. It's about also thinking what you have to do right here, right now, this hour, this moment to get you to where you want to go, right? This motorbike disrupting my nature walk over here. Otherwise, it's just birds. Otherwise, it's just a lot of bees over here trying to bug me. But at the end of the day, it's like I just got off a session with a client of mine, and we were actually running through the monthly planning, right? Debriefing what went down the previous month in May, because today, at the time of this filming at least, it is the final day of May, right? And looking through what worked, what didn't work, analyzing the patterns, seeing how we can actually remove the patterns that aren't serving us, how we can implement the patterns that can help us level up to that next breakthrough, right? Because more often than not, it's about what's working well and doing more of that, and eliminating and avoiding what doesn't work, right? And only when you actually measure what you're doing every single day, only when you measure what you're doing every single week, you're debriefing what you did, how you actually manage your time, right? Because at the end of the day, what is life but a combination of how you spend your time? And if you're not managing your time, because a lot of guys that come in to work with me, they're like, yo, yeah, it's great, I know I should be doing this monthly ritual, but I don't know what I did last month. Like, I have no idea what happened. And that's definitely a red flag, where it's like, okay, if you don't know what happened, then this upcoming month, make sure that you keep track of it, because you can't improve what you don't measure, right? Because there's no metrics in knowing, okay, where are the room for improvement? Because if you're not planning, right, if you're not getting clear on what you did last month and what you're going to do this month differently, and what you're going to do more of this month, and what you're going to do less of this month that didn't serve you last month, right? And just constantly going through, reflecting, optimizing your behaviors, your objectives, and getting clear on what it is that you're here to do, right? Because otherwise there's so much distraction, man. We live in the world of distraction, and when we get caught up in what's outside of us, when we get caught up in what distracts us from our vision and what we're here to do, what we're here to create, then we just get stuck in the cycle. And then we look back, we're like, shit, I was supposed to do this, but then I didn't do it. And the reason for that is because I didn't plan for it, right? So the way I like to go about things is, first and foremost, starting with the big picture vision, like 1 to 3 year vision, and then making sure that I look at that every single day, because that is the driving force behind everything else that I do, right? Without a vision, the people will perish. So it's important to start at the big picture, right? Start with that big picture and then break that down into 90-day checkpoints. Okay, what do I have to do in the next 90 days to hit the objective, to make sure I'm moving towards my vision, right? And then breaking it down into the monthly planning, which we did just right now, and breaking that monthly planning down into the weekly planning. What am I going to do this week to get me to that vision? Breaking that week down into my daily habits that were going to help me and support me in getting towards my vision. And then those daily habits down to the hourly intentions in terms of what I'm going to do right here, right now, in order to get me to where I want to go. Okay, that's the system I like to go through personally. That's the system I walk through with my clients as well. And it just gives that clarity. And at the end of the day, you're accountable to the system, right? Because without accountability, you become a procrastinator, right? I'll just do it later, I'm just going to delay it, and then it never gets done, right? And with accountability, when you have a system, when you're measuring it and then you're actually managing it, then you can go ahead and improve it, right? Peter Drucker, who is one of the world's 4 leading management experts, he said that, you can't manage what you don't measure. So if you're not measuring your days, if you're not planning your days, if you're not planning your weeks, if you're not planning your months, then you will become a part of someone else's plan, right? You will be running on some other agenda other than what your here to do, right? What your heart and your soul actually manifested here in this plane to do, you're gonna forget about it because you're caught up in the distraction. Okay, now if you want to go through the system that I walk through with my clients as well, I'd love to get on a call with you. Okay, get on a call to figure out whether we are the best fit to work together and whether I can actually help you close the gap between where you are and where you are capable of being and where you strive to be in the next 1 year, in the next 3 years, right? Whatever that time frame is. So I'll put out a link below to schedule a call with me. Okay, and there's an application. Fill that application through so that I get a better awareness on where you are right now. Okay, but only sign up for this if you are actually willing and able to invest in yourself, right? Willing as in, you know, that okay, if you get that outside perspective, if you get that coaching, if you get that accountability, if you get that structure, then you know that you are actually able to achieve your goals. And secondly, if you're actually able, right, like if right now finances are an issue for you whereby you don't know how to get pay, there's too much month at the end of the money, right? If you're struggling with that, then you probably need to get into this program even more. But quite honestly, if you can't invest in yourself, not only the money, not only financially, but the energy, right? Every single week we're getting on calls as well. Okay, every single week I'm holding them accountable, and this is a long investment, right? Your change, obviously it happens in one moment, but that moment has to be compounded, and it's a result of all these different moments, right? Your life changes in a single moment, but then that result actually takes time, right? Because cause and effect are distance over time. So I'll leave out a link below, but just make sure that you go through the application, make sure that you're actually willing and able to invest in yourself during this time to level up, and the energy to show up every single week. Because if you don't follow through the system, then it's impossible for me to help you get the results, right? So I'll leave a link below, okay, if you want to walk through this process. But whether you decide to work with me or whether you don't, either way, I hope to continue providing you with value. But just plan, okay? Obviously I have my own system. There's so many other systems out there. The real question is not whether you want to use mine or anyone else's. Just implement a system that allows you to get awareness on where you are, okay, where you were, and where you are headed, and what you need to do right now in order to get there. Okay, so with that, if you want to work with me, I'll leave a link below. Click that link, schedule a call with me. Okay, and we will, this is not a sales call, all right? This is a call to figure out whether we are the best fit to work together and whether I can actually help you get to that next level. And I'll only be making an offer if I believe I can help you out. Okay, so with that, click the link below, and I hope you got value from this video. I hope that you plan this next month and continue to improve, to level up, because if you're not getting better, then you're definitely getting bitter about not getting better. Okay, so with that, I conclude this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Much love, take care.